Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Medasvi Commerce Classes. So in the previous video we have discussed about the different techniques of scientific management which is given by the F.W. Taylor, that is functional foremanship, and also we have discussed about the different aspects of the work study which I have told you it is important for 4 marks. So now we are in the last video of this particular chapter, principles of management. So today we are going to discuss about the different principles which are given by Henry Fayol, that is the 14 principles of general management. Today that concept we are going to discuss today. Before going to our video, please do subscribe to my channel Medasvi Commerce Classes. You like and press the bell icon so that you will get the further notification when I upload a new video for you. Okay. So now without much delay, we'll move on to today's video, that is the principles of general management or the Fayol's principles of management. Again, it is an important question for 4 mark. They may ask you explain any 4 Fayol's principles, or they may ask you this question as a hot question, that is higher order thinking skills. They may ask you state all the 14 principles which is given by the Henry Fayol. If they ask you state the principles, then if you mention all the 14, that is enough. If they ask you explain, you mention all the 14 possibility and then explain any 4 out of those principles. Okay. Now we'll move on to this Fayol's principles of management. Okay. Now who is this Henry Fayol? Henry Fayol is nothing but he is a mining engineer as well as he is one of the management theorist. He has done so many experiments, so many experiences. Through his experiences and all, he came up with 14 principles of management, which each and every management people or the manager should follow these 14 principles so that there will be a smooth functioning of all the activities in the organization. He has given this 14 principle, that's why he is considered as a father of general management. This one they'll ask you for 1 mark. Who is called as a father of general management? Keep in your mind, general management, it is Henry Fayol. Scientific management, it is F.W. Taylor. Principle of general management, father of general management, Henry Fayol. Father of scientific management, F.W. Taylor. Okay. So now, what are the 14 principles which are given by this F.W. Taylor? That one we'll go one by one, those principles. Fayol's principles of management. So what he is telling, the first principle is division of work. I think if you have seen my previous video, in that video also I have explained you what exactly mean by this division of work. As we all know that the entire work or all the activities which are there in the organization cannot be performed by a single person, right? So one person cannot do all the work. So what we are going to do, we are going to divide that work into a smaller parts. So that smaller part will be given to an individual person and he will become a specialized in performing that particular work. Division of work in the sense, every work you should not give it to a single worker. You divide that work into a smaller parts and give the work in a smaller quantities to the workers so that they are going to perform that work more effectively and more efficiently without any wastages. That is the first principle which is given by your Henry Fayol. Okay. Authority and responsibility. Okay, if you are giving a responsibility to some person to perform some work, then you should give some authority also to that person. So you should give some power for that person to take some regular decisions while performing that work also. So what this Henry Fayol is telling, you should always maintain a balance between this authority and responsibility. If you are making someone as a responsible, give them some powers also so that they can easily take the decisions in the organization, easily they can complete their work. So without authority, if you give responsibility, that will be a waste. Without responsibility, if you give authority, it will simply giving a power to a person, that's all. So that's why there should be a balance between the authority and responsibility according to Henry Fayol. Discipline. Discipline is nothing but the obedience towards the rules and regulations which are there in your organization. All the employees who are working in the organization have to abide to this rules and regulation and their employment agreement also. A well-disciplined workforce will be very helpful in your organization because they work more effectively and efficiently in the organization. So you have to take care that all the superiors or all the managers have to take care that everyone is going to abide to the rules and regulations which is there in their employment agreement or also in the according to their organization. They have to follow the rules and regulation. That is your discipline. Unity of command. So what if, let me assume, what if a person is going to get instructions from so many superiors or so many managers. One manager will come and he'll ask a employee A to do this particular work, and another manager will come, again he will ask a employee A to do this work. Another one manager will come, he will also tell employee A to do this work. Now the employee will get a confusion, whom work he has to perform first, which work he has to perform first, or who he have to give the priority. To avoid this confusion, for the smooth functioning or smooth working, increasing the efficiency, they came up with a principle called as unity of command. What they are telling, for every employee, for every worker in the organization, there should be only one boss. He should receive the orders only from one that particular person, and after completing that work, he has to report that work to that person only. So this avoids the confusions in the minds of the employees, so that they will work without any wasting of their time, or their work will go very smoothly and very effectively. That is unity of command. Each employee, each worker, only one boss. You should get the direction only from that person, and you should report the work to that person, which will avoid the confusions. Okay. Next, unity of direction. Each group of activities or each group of people who are having the same objective, they should be given with one goal, one direction. One direction should be given. You should not give to a person or a group of people a different directions or different objectives at a single point of time. They can't concentrate even on fulfilling any of the objective. Unity of direction is nothing but a group of people who is performing the same activities should be given with the one direction or one objective. First they have to complete that, afterwards you have to give with the another objective, another challenge for them. So unity of direction is nothing but one person, one goal should be given, or one group of people with the same activities, they should be given with the one goal or one objective. That is called unity of direction. Subordination of individual interest to general interest. General interest is nothing but your entire organization's objective. Individual interest is nothing but an individual person, individual employee's objective. Now the question is, whose interest should take priority? So you should concentrate on your individual goal, or you should concentrate on your organization goal. So according to Fayol, what he is telling, always the general interest should take priority. You should always concentrate on your organizational goal. Individual goal should not disturb the organizational goals. Subordination should be there, individual interest to general interest. So each one employee will be having a different mindset, different goals. Those goals should not take a priority. It should not disturb the organizational goals. First you should concentrate on fulfilling your organizational objectives, then on your individual objectives. So that is subordination of individual interest to general interest. Remuneration of employees. Yes, employees work for your organization. They are the main person who is who will create a income for your organization. So you have to pay a good remuneration to your employees, a fair remuneration and adequate remuneration according to the standards. You have to pay the remuneration, and one thing you have to keep it in your mind, then that remuneration should become under the paying capacity of the organization. If you have that much of paying capacity, then you have to fix that remuneration. There should be no discrimination among this remuneration. Okay. Next, centralization and decentralization. What is this centralization? Centralization is nothing but retaining all the decision taking powers only with the top level management. The management people only keep all the decision making powers. If any work has to be done, if any decision has to be taken, they are the one who is going to take the decision. That is centralization. Decentralization is nothing but you are giving the decision taking powers to the lower levels of management, or dispersion of delegation of decision taking capacity, decision taking powers to the lower levels of management. That is called decentralization. So what this Fayol is telling, for a smooth functioning, there should be a centralization also, there should be a decentralization also. For regular activities what are happening in the organization, for taking a decisions upon their regular activities, you have to give the powers to the lower level management also, but final authority will be held in the hands of the top level management. That will be centralized. A balance should be there with the centralization as well as the decentralization. Okay. Scalar chain. What is the scalar chain? See, this chain tells you about the lines of communication, how the communication should happen. So, scalar chain is nothing but formal lines of communication from the highest rank to the lowest rank. What they are telling, any information or any communication has to be happen, it has to follow this formal lines of communication. First who will come, top level, middle level, lower level, then workers, like that. It has to flow, the information has to flow only from these levels of communication only. If the lower level people have to communicate anything to the top level, they can't directly go it to the top level, they have to communicate with the middle level, then middle level has to take it to the top level. If the top management has to give any information to the workers, they can't directly give it to the workers, it has to come to the middle level, then it has to come to the lower level, then it has to go to the workers. A formal lines of communication should be there for the smooth functioning of the organization. If in case of any emergency, you have to communicate urgently, there is no that much of time to flow of communication from these chain, then you can use a concept called as gangplank. Gangplank, what do you mean by this? Gangplank is nothing but it is a shorter route of communication where the same level of employees are working. You are going to communicate with the other employee for a short, only during the emergency situation you can use this communication. Instead of going this communication to the top and then to the bottom, you can directly communicate with the other employees of your same level. This is done only in case of emergency. Keep it in your mind. This question they'll ask you, what is gangplank or when the gangplank can be used? Gangplank can be used only in case of emergency. Okay. Next, order. Order. What do you mean by order? Order is nothing but, see, for everyone or everything, there will be one particular place. There is a place for everyone and there is a place for everything. So, everyone and everything should be there in that particular place. So, if you have given one particular place, cabin, you have to be there. You have to work from that particular place only. If machines are installed in some particular thing, that machine should be there. You have to take care about their place in that particular thing, so that there will be easy accessible to everyone and everything at that particular place. There should be an order. Everyone and everything should be there in a same place, and you have to concentrate, so that it will be easy for speaking to those people or using that particular machines, materials, everything. Okay. Equity. Equity is nothing but equality. Equality. Okay. The managers or the management people should treat all the employees in an equal manner. You should not do any discrimination depending upon their sex, maybe because of women or men, or depending upon their religion, or depending upon their language, depending upon their tastes and preferences. So, depending upon any of these things, the discrimination should not be there. The managers or the management people should treat each and every employee as the same. Equal treatment should be there for all the employees. There should be no discrimination. Stability of personnel. Stability of personnel usually tells that there should be no more employee turnover. Employee turnover in the sense, if for example, if you have recruited this year around 10 to 20 employees, next year for this entire year you have trained them. Next year they are going to leave your company and they are going to join to some other companies or some other institutions. Then again you have to recruit some other people, you have to train them. The employee turnover should be minimized. Changing the companies or changing the institutions of the employees should be minimized. How you can minimize? By giving all the facilities, basic facilities which is required for the employees, fulfilling their conditions. If it is equitable, then fulfill their conditions and make sure that employees are not going to leave your organization for a longer period of time. If they stays in your organization, they will be very much known about your rules and regulations. They will be very much known about working environment of your organization. They have already adjusted, so work will go in a smoother manner. With the new employees, every now and then they are going to change. You have to train them, they have to adjust towards your work environment. That will all become a very much chaos in your organization. So the personnel, stability of personnel is very, very important. Next one is initiative. What do you mean by this initiative? Initiative in the sense, you should encourage the employees in such a manner that they should take initiative in performing the work. If they have any good plans, if they have any good they should be the first person to come and tell that plans and work upon that. Before you giving something work, they have to take initiative and perform that work on behalf of you people. That motivation you have to give to the employees to take the initiative and to work in the organization. Spirit the corps. Spirit the corps is nothing but individual people cannot perform any task, or the individual people cannot achieve the organizational objective. It is totally a team, a group of people, a team spirit. You should always encourage the employees to go with the coordination to develop the team spirit among the employees, so that the objectives of your organization can be easily achieved. So individual, no, a group of people, a team spirit should be there. As we all know that management is a group activity. A group of people should be involved for performing any activities in the organization, for achieving any objectives in the organization. These are the 14 principles which are given by Henry Fayol, which we have, I have explained all this principle. Hope you people understood all these principles. And as I already am telling you in all my videos, there will be a notes in my description box. You can download that notes and you can prepare with that notes also. So a replica of it, I've given it in the slide. See, I've just given you the information about all the 14 principles here. Whichever you feel easy in this, you choose that 4 or 5 principles. If they asked you for 4 marks, then you can write that 4 or 5 principles. Or if they ask you state the 14 principles, then you mention all the 14 principles which are given in your notes. Okay, I hope this notes will be helpful for you people. So by this we have completed with your second chapter, principles of management. So in the next video we are going to moving on to the next chapter, that is called as business environment. We are going to discuss in detail about all the business environment concepts over in the next chapter. Until that, stay tuned to my channel. Thank you. Bye bye.